So what's it look like, taste like, smell like, feel like? Who are you working with? What are you doing? Are you telecommuting? How much travel are you doing? What kind of products and services? What are the organization's values? All that kind of stuff. How much commute do I have? I am a big believer in going for ideal first. And at least putting it out there. Just, you don't have to share it with the world. But just think about it. If I can know everything, here's what it would look like. There is some real fear around doing that. And even when I try to do that for myself, you'll go, I can't. You'll stop them. Write it down anyway. And no, that's right. Write it down. So you want to go with our 10 because you may not get a 10. Well, what if you got a 7 or an 8? And right now you're a 4 or a 5. So it's really all about pointing yourself towards something that's going to make you happy. So you have to be able to define your clear happiness. And are you clear on who you are professionally? There's a job search question that we all want to do. Well, see about yourself. And you remember people just hate it out there. It's the ultimate open-ended question. You don't know whether to start the second grade or fourth, right? But you gotta and you don't know what people want to know. One of my pet peeves personally is when I say, tell me about yourself, and someone responds with, what do you want to know? Really? What it's about is what do you want to know? But we only work on this question when we're in a job search. The truth is, you should be able to answer this question all the time. All the time. You come in like this? Oh, nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself. Well, my name's Jane and I work for the XYZ company. Okay? Too closely self-identifying with a company instead of who you are professionally. This who am I professionally? You get laid off on a Friday. On Monday, you have the same skills and knowledge that you did on Friday. And so you closely identify your skills, your talents, your experiences, and what you can do and what you can learn. Nobody takes that away from you. Your files are the ones you really learn. And on Monday, you're still that person. So it's healthy mentally to really think about career management and not get too married or tied to a company, because we've all seen what happens. That you are moving forward with the same set of skills and experiences. So when I say to somebody, tell me about yourself, or Meg, nice to meet you, what do you do? I'm really looking for, it's really important to hear how you describe yourself. And a lot of times when you're asked that company, people want to hear what you say because they want to know what you think is important. Well, I'm a mother of 2, and I spend my time running the soccer games, and do a lot of scrapbooking, and when you're interviewing for a professional job, that's not, you just signal. It doesn't matter. That is part of your identity, certainly. But how do you want people to see you? And that can certainly be a part of your message if you're like at meetings like this. But you really want to think about how do you want people to see you? So Dr. Phil's always says, we teach people how to treat us. And I always say, we teach sort of like that. We teach people how to see us. And if you walk around, Eeyore, Gus, nothing ever right for me, that's the way people see you. And so you have control over that in a lot of ways. Get it clear on who you are professionally, what makes you happy. Really, really matters. Because if you don't do that, you will be like one of the many 50-plus-year-old people who sat across from me in those 10 years going, I have no idea how I got here. I've never been happy. I'm going to tell you, that is a sad conversation. Because, once you get to be 50-plus, it does get to be a little more challenging. It's harder to reinvent yourself the older you get, unless you get a lot of resources and time. But, it's hard to stop making a career. So you have to constantly be assessing who you are and what you're doing. Get it? Okay. You can say, I know what I want to do. This is my vision. This is my. I want to own a bed and breakfast in 5 years. I want a coffee shop. I want to change this. I want to help as a consultant, focusing on this. So this, you might say, yep, I know what I want to do. The second part of this is, how are you going to get it? Because what we do too often is we say, here's what I want to do, and then we metaphorically sort of put it under our pillow. And kind of hope that when you wake up in 5 years, it's done. And then pretty soon, 10, 20 years have gone by, and I guess it's too late for that. So, do you have a focus, whether you're in a job search, or whether you are looking for some sort of next career step? Megan, you might say, I'm Cintas, I'm an account manager, but I really want to be, I want to be up here, or I want to be over here. So is that just a want, or do you want to plan to get there? And we can't rely on our companies to set that plan up. They can say, well, here's the things we want to see, here's the expectations we have of you moving over here. But you can't sit around and wait for someone to come tap you on the shoulder. You have to say, here's my plan, here's the people I'm going to meet, here's the conversations I'm going to have, here's the learning and the reading I'm going to do on my own, here's the training I'm going to attend, I'm going to travel with these people. You have to have a plan. And you can make, and you have to make sure inside your company, whether it's realistic, that the plan needs to be yours with your name on it. Likewise, if you want to, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur in 5 years or 10 years, you really kind of see as your, junior number 2 is coming along, and you're saying, I'm just, I'd like to do something where I have more flexibility. What does that mean? So if you're out networking and you say, I'm looking for something to do, I want more flexibility. You have to tell me what that means. You have to tell me what your 10 is, what your perfect career happiness is. And you have to really look at it. Because flexibility doesn't just show up on your door with a dozen roses. Whatever it is, you got to do. You got to know what you're looking for. So having a strategy, there are people who say, here's what I want to do, and then there are people who say, I know that I need to do something else. Man, I'm ready to go hit the streets, man. I'm ready to go find something else. But I don't know what it is. I know I want to do something else, but I don't know what it is. I know it's not there. There's two pieces. This applies whether you are in an organization, or you are an entrepreneur, or you are between jobs. All of this, it's a strategy and a skill set that you take with you from place to place. Because in the world we're in now, you may go from job to job to job in your same company, start a business on your own for 5 years, go back into corporate America, go into consulting. You can do this. And as women, we have a little more societal permission to do it. It's easier to not go, to just do a little bit of this. It's a little bit easier. So then, own it. In this category, there's people who are happily employed, people who feel like they've got the defining the get down, but they just want to learn how to be more effective. I would also tell you, as a part of Own It is, part of, if you say, you know what, I'm in the Own It bucket. I am so good right now. Everything's great. There is something coming right before us. Don't do it. You're going to change, something you need to change, or something at work's going to change, or something you're desiring. One of those 4 buckets, one of those 4 parts of the equation, something will change. And so, being prepared for whatever comes next. One of my favorite questions to people is, what would you do if the job you're in right now went away tomorrow? Are you ready? Are you prepared? And do you have a plan B? What's your what's next? Do you have a what's next? It's really important to have a what's next. And so when you're owning it, you can say yes to both those questions. So in other words, you're prepared for the unexpected, and you're actively and effectively engaging in the workplace you're at. You are connecting with the right people. You are you're looking around and ahead. Like the example I said earlier. If you're in a function that is continually getting outsourced, or you look around and say, man, this seems to be dying out. There's just not much demand for it anymore. You have to know that, okay? But what we do is we put our head down. We just work. And we just hope that somebody will take care of us or tell us that there's an oncoming train. So looking around, know what's going on in your department, your function, your company, and your industry. Where is your industry in its cycle? Is it the growth part of the curve, or declining? How does your company stack up? Is it competition? Are your skills core to the company's success? How are you seen by the organization? It's not enough to do good work. And ladies, we are the worst at this. My segment on Fox this morning was about doing your own horn, about bragging. And I think women are the worst in terms of how do you tell your story. Because we don't want to brag, but put your head down and saying, oh, it's nothing. It's not okay yet. So how do you kind of do that? But looking around and ahead and understanding the landscape that you operate in. And is it, even if you say, yeah, I want to stay on this career path, is that even going to be possible? Is it viable? And so, again, you have to know this. Are you positioning yourself for success? Are you keeping your skills up to date? Have you joined professional groups? Do you know what's going on? Are you constantly managing not only your career but your reputation? Are you coming to events like this? Are you connecting with people outside of where you work? There's nothing worse than, and believe me, I can't even, I like to dollar every time I saw it. But people who would come out of companies and whatever field they were in, maybe their company used like one particular software. And it was like obsolete, like no one else was using it. So not only do they have to get up to speed with what's being used now, but they're panicked about losing their job. So imagine you're freaked out about losing your job, you have to take these training classes. Those people should have taken it upon themselves to get up to speed. Because you've got to pay attention to position yourself for success. And then the big one, is your network alive and well? Now you came to this, good for you. That's a great start. Are you on LinkedIn? Do you have a network that expands beyond where you work? Are you joining professional groups? Are you reading newsletters? Are people in your field know who you are outside of work? It also matters at work. So inside your organization, do people in your other departments know who you are? What do they say about you? When your name comes up, what do people say? Do they say something? Right? Now, are you known in all the key departments and places you interact with? Are you routinely reaching across the aisle to find out what's going on in all the places you intersect and how you can be a better partner? So the network is way beyond. You've got an MND network. You've got your college. You're probably going to be great somewhere. You've got your work network. Potentially have a professional network like the CPA Society or CPA. You have a network of neighbors. If you go to church, you have a network of church. You've got a network of friends. You've got a network of parents of your kids' friends. I mean, when you start really thinking about the networks you have, and I can go for hours on networking as well, drawing all kinds of charts and things. But that is really important to be very aware of who's in your network and the routine and the time to connect with them. When you're at the sideline of your kid's soccer game, to say, what kind of work do you do with your profession? To connect and understand and learn what's going on in other companies and where you might be a fit. Should you become a career ambassador, or should your company decide that they no longer need your services? The dirty little secret is the company wants you until the day they don't. And to think anything, and so there's some skin, there's something in it for them to make you think you have value in you. And when you find out that you're not indispensable because nobody in this room is, then it's a real shock to the system. You've done none of this stuff. Managing your career, managing your network, reaching out, it's all you. And so when you're able to do that, when you say, okay, what that gives you is, it gives you this wonderful gift of being able to say, I am at this company because I choose to be. Because I have done all of these things and given all of my thinking and talking and networking and really describing my career happiness, I believe I can best find it right here. And that is the kind of person your company wants. Because if you can say, I'm only here for the paycheck, or I only have 10 more years till I can retire, you are probably on someone's radar screen as a not so committed employee. You don't want to be there. So that's why I use the phrase, take back your career. It really is about you, what you want, and then putting together your plan together. Because if it's not, if it's not you, if it's not you managing it, no one else is going to manage it. Not your mom, not a career builder, not a recruiter, nobody. Questions?